Hello everyone. Happy Pizza Day. I hope everyone has ordered their pizza. Everyone has settled in with their pizza. I hope everyone who refuses to eat pizza out of a weird pathological need to never eat pizza have steeled themselves for the impending psychological breakdown they're about to have. Every time I say this, it turns out to be like a 2-hour long stream, but this is going to be a short stream, I feel, in my bones. Because not much has happened this week. I'm going to do my recap, I'm going to talk about a couple things, and then that's pretty much it. I am officially at like a burnout point, so I'm just kind of out of it. I am doing weird shit. I'm just doing like games and stuff, and then when I get notifications that the site's been taken down again because of whatever fucking network problem, I look at that and then I go back to my game, and that's pretty much it. That's been my routine. So let me pull this up first, and let me just talk about this since I might as well. There's not much else going on at the time. Sorry for the low energy. I'm just spread a little bit thin at the moment. I'm teetering on the brink. Not really. Though I am probably going to take a break in the next couple weeks, and I intend to have a full week where I'm just disconnected from the internet. So I'm gonna have to set something up where other people are taking care of the forum for me. In particular, one person who I trust quite a bit is going to have basically full control over everything. He's not a user of the site. He's someone who's I've been talking to since back in the 8chan days, and he's the closest thing I have to a confidant in terms of the server. But let me go ahead and show everyone my scale pick, our video or whatever this for today. Let's see. Hopefully that looks right. Okay. Here is the video post on the forum. This picture of the scale, stepping on the scale. Scale is at 1207. My sweatpants and my phone are 0.7 kilograms. So my actual weight is exactly, I weighed myself without my pants or my phone in my hand, and it's exactly, unfortunately, I would love to dip under 120 kilograms for this weigh-in, but I'm at precisely 120. So that's 264, which is about 30 pounds below my heaviest, and I'm down 1.2 kilograms, or I think about 2.6 pounds? Yeah, 2.6 pounds from last week. So, this is on track. This is exactly what I'm targeting. I'm looking at half a kilogram to 1 kilogram a week. This is slightly over 1 kilogram a week. And despite the fact that everyone is telling me it is completely and totally physically impossible to lose weight while having takeout 1 day a week, it is all math. The pizza I got today, it was a 32 centimeter. It was 700 grams. It had, I can't remember how much. I think it was like 220 something calories per 100 grams. So that's about 1,400 calories. And the side thing I got is 400 calories, 1,800 calories. My maintenance is probably about 2,200 calories. So if you count it out, and you eat well the rest of the week, which I do, but nobody cares. If I say that I have potatoes and steamed vegetables with peri peri sauce on the day before, nobody gives a fuck. Saying that I have pizza day, that's a meme. That's instantly mimetic, and people get like psychotic about me not sticking to the diet that they would prefer that I'm on, and it's very strange. It's like people who have a desire to have some sort of control over me and say like you have to eat this and you have to eat it this way. It's like no, it's a I'm not trying to win a competition. I'm trying to lose weight and not have weight beyond me in the future. So knowing how much to eat and what kind of stuff to eat and being able to integrate things that I would prefer to eat most days without like completely divorcing myself from those things is probably healthier in the long run, though. Like, I mean, I know I can lose weight. I'm not surprised by it because when I was 19, 20, I did keto, I did alternate day fasting, and I did calorie counting. So I would eat nothing every other day. I would count 1,800 calories the days I did eat, and then I wouldn't eat any carbs. So I would eat nothing but like steak and eggs, and like I would make omelets, and I would eat salmon. I would have salmon with wasabi mayo. I remember there was I did this while I was in Portland, so I had access to really nice food and stuff like Whole Foods and shit. So I just went there and I just got nothing but like meat that I could grill up in my studio apartment without having to spend any time cooking, because at the time I was working a job in Australia, and I mean, I counted it out, and over a year, I went down from 250 pounds to my absolute thinnest, 185. And I haven't been 185. At that point, I hadn't been 185 since I was in like the third or fifth grade. I remember I hit 200 pounds in elementary school. So I hadn't been that weight in a very long time. And then the girl I was losing weight for parted ways. She went down another path in life. So the same day, I got a box of Oreos and I got fried chicken at the deli. And I gained it all back over the years. And it peaked in Ukraine because in Ukraine, in Ukraine they have very tasty food for $48 each, or $4 to $8 per meal. So I would just eat out, two times a day, and I would get like a full meal, and I would eat it, and then it was super tasty, and I gained a lot of weight there. So the Ukraine, no, it's a country, sir. There is no indefinite article. It is simply Ukraine. Yeah, don't ever do it for a girl. If you do it for a girl, you won't keep it off, because it's just not the best motivation. It's a meme on Fit, because every time, at the time I was browsing Fit a lot, because I went all in on that. I also got a gym membership, and I went swimming and shit. So I mean, I did everything right. It just wasn't sustainable, and I didn't have the proper motivation for it. But this time, I'm just doing it, and it's probably gonna work out. So, I don't know why people are legit angry at me, and they're like sending me shitty fucking emails and shit, like legit like psychotic rants being sent my way about how I'm not allowed to eat. I'm not allowed to eat. And like I said, I'm down from 295, and from this bin, I started dieting during the height of COVID. I started eating out a lot in Serbia, and I gained some weight back there, but I'm down from that point. I'm down to about 22 pounds. So I don't know. I'm not having any difficulty sticking to it. I'm only hungry on days I fast, and then I measure out when I get takeout. I look at the calories and I count them up, and I know what my maintenance is, and I don't eat anything else that day. So I had a pizza. I'm gonna be full all fucking day from that pizza. This time I got a large instead of a medium. Usually I get a medium, but I counted it out, and I realized that I can get a large instead of a medium for the same calories if I don't get cheesy crust. So I forgo the cheesy crust for a larger pizza. It's the same calories. Anyways, that's enough about me talking about dieting. I even got a message from Kenneth Englehart saying that I can't eat pizza because it has sodium, and sodium makes you retain water weight. This is true, but that only matters if you're eating like nothing but high sodium meals. And Kenneth Engelhart is like 300 something pounds, and he boils hamburgers. Like, why? It is a weird thing where fat people seem to give the most dieting advice. Like, people who can't stick to their own advice. And even I'm guilty of this. I've told people to go on keto and shit. And when I went on keto at work, but uh, you can't cut out fucking carbs your entire life. You just can't, unless you're like a bodybuilder, unless you're like trying to be in ketosis 24/7 because it's like part of your fucking job or some shit. Like, there's no fucking way you can stick to that. All the best things in life are fucking carbs. Potatoes is carbs, beets is carbs, pasta is carbs, pizza is carbs, burger. What are you gonna eat? You're gonna eat hamburgers without the buns for the rest of your fucking life, you sad sack piece of shit? No, you're fucking not. You're gonna eat that hamburger with the bun because that's how it's meant to be ate, you fuckhead. You dumb fuck. Rice? Exactly. Yeah, look at this. Josh going full cow mode right now. I'm losing weight. Like, I'm gonna keep losing weight. I'll keep posting it, and you can keep saying that. Like, it, I don't know. It's just weird. People get angry if you don't do what they want you to do for dieting. It's just okay, whatever. Look at how mad I am. Okay. Whatever. See, this is like I really, out of all the things I've done in my life as like a forum administrator, telling people that I intend to lose weight is probably my biggest regret. I'm gonna have to put telling people I intend to lose weight on like a chain of regrets next to ever associating with Dick Masterson. I'll think about that during the stream. Which do I regret more? Telling people I intend to lose weight or associating with Dick Masterson at any point in my entire life? I'm gonna have to figure out which one is the worst in terms of like of like how people like just like the fallout of it. So let us continue. Okay, so actually let me, before I talk about anything else, let's talk about the pigeons. I have here's the pigeon. Here's the pigeon. And here's when it's a baby. Just born. The other egg, you can see, I can actually see the left egg is starting to hatch right there. You can see the cracks in it as the little baby pigeon's trying to get out. And then here's both the pigeons out. Here's the mama bird with the pigeon. And here they're very ugly. They're super ugly. But that's okay. I'm ugly too, so they're in good company. I was concerned about the hole in the head, and I thought, is it like an infection or something? I looked at it, and I realized that's just their ears. That's their little ear holes. So that's how they hear. You just don't see them ordinarily because they have feathers on them. Look at how happy he is. That's the happiest little baby pigeon in the whole world right there. That's the most wholesome thing I've ever fucking seen. Look at him. He's just chilling. He's out in the sun. It was a warm day that day. And Mama Pigeon flew away to get food or something. I guess they can take time off the nest now to go find food because the pigeons are all grown up. He was just chilling out in the sun, so I went down to take a picture. And Jeffrey, I'm going to assume it's the boy because I keep saying he, but that's Jeffrey Eggstein. And he's chilling like a villain. Epstein Island. A warm, comfy day. Okay, and that's it. The fucking plants are kind of hurting right now because of the aphids, and I'll post an update. One of the peppers is turning reddish, so I might have to harvest the ones that have already grown and hope for a second harvest from the banana peppers, because I was hoping for a lot more. It's a lot of plants. I would be really upset if that's all I got out of them. I was hoping to make several jars of pickled peppers. But I only have 22 growing right now, and if they're starting to mature into red peppers, that's when I'm supposed to pick them. So I would love to see more, but a lot of the large leaves were damaged by the aphids, so we'll see. How is it a weight challenge if nobody got a doctor's weigh-in? It's not. Um, it's really not. I'm just doing it because like I want to lose weight, and I guess I should show people. Like, I'm doing it on Fridays and not when other people are wanting to weigh in, because It's something for my audience at this point. Instead of just like being quiet about it and letting people assume that I've completely given up on it, I'll just be like, okay, I'll just do what I do ordinarily and tell people who watch my streams. What's his face? Russell Greer. Russell Greer hasn't filed anything since May regarding his lawsuit. So this comes out of nowhere. It was really apropos of nothing. He decided to type this up and send it to the district court. And I'll read it. I'll try to get through it as quickly as possible because it's a court document. But because it's written by Russell Greer, it doesn't read like a court document. And it's actually pretty fucking funny. Pursuant to FRCP, which is a court protocol, plaintiff respectfully moves this court for an entry of order granting plaintiff the right to file a supplemental brief, a copy of which is attached hereto, and for its reasons relies upon the following. So he's asking in this document to submit this document, which is already there. He wants this entered into the case for whatever reason. In May of this year, plaintiff and defendants both filed motions and answers to motions. Since that time, the present case has been dormant. But since that time, new incidents have occurred that should be brought to the court's attention, namely another, all caps, suicide caused by the users of Kiwi Farms. Also, defendants' counsel never disclosed to the court their relationship with plaintiff and how it wasn't pure happenstance that defendant Moon reached out to Scortis firm, but rather defendant knew to retain his present counsel based on the site's history of stalking plaintiff. Plaintiff filed an ethics complaint with the Utah State Bar in July. And the court should be aware of the sordid history between plaintiff and the law firm that is representing defendant, a representation that is seemingly occurring for no reason other than to harass plaintiff. Plaintiff respectfully requests that the courts enter an order granting plaintiff the right to file the attached supplemental brief. So his complaint is, number one, that the Kiwi Farms has went out of its way to murder someone yet again. And the second is that my attorney, who is Scortis, has a history with Greer, and for whatever reason, the court should be made aware of that. It's not relevant whatsoever to what he's claiming, but he's decided to submit this anyways. So, introduction. As explained in the plaintiff's previously filed pleadings, which is a completely superfluous statement, he has suffered systematic harassment at the hands of Kiwi Farms. Plaintiff has demonstrated that even defendant Moon has participated in the harassment by taunting plaintiff through email about fair use and refusing to remove Greer's intellectual property. So his example of me directly harassing him is that I replied to an email saying that he's wrong. And that's it. That's as far as like harassment goes. That's what he has. He sent a DMCA, and I said no, I'm not going to oblige your DMCA because it's wrong, and that's harassment. This pattern of harassment has caused many other people to end their lives and has resulted in another death of a person named Dave, who went by the online alias of Near or Boo. Dave's death happened in June 2021. Greer feels this information is important for the court because it throws a wrench into defendants' arguments that their website benefits the public. The website only benefits the anonymous users who make it a sport to target those who are perceived to be different. So I think the original complaint is like a false light claim and then defamation and then like copyright. So Bew blaming the forum for his alleged death proves that the site doesn't use copyright correctly. Greer also wishes to disclose to this court that unsolicited or undisclosed relationship between defendant's counsel and plaintiff. Such a disclosure is important because it really is the only reason a civil attorney would stand by an infamous site that is causing people to kill themselves. This is just wrong. He is saying that the only reason why anyone would ever agree to defend me in court is as an attorney. Remember, the United States has a history of competent counsel for even the worst criminals, going back to the Boston Massacre, where John Adams defended British soldiers who shot and killed Americans. And he got a lot of flack for it, but said that they deserve good counsel. So all the way back to the Founding Fathers, we've had a history, a proud tradition of giving attorneys to the worst of the worst. And he is saying that there is literally no reason that any attorney would ever represent the forum unless they had a specific vendetta against him, which is just wrong. And very anti-American, actually. And Russell Greer, as a fucking paralegal, should know that everyone has a right to counsel. Many outlets reported in late June 2021 that a programmer named David Kirk Ginder, who went by the online name of Nier and Bu, ended their own life. David preferred to be referred to as they, and so plaintiff is referring to David as his proper pronoun. Who gives a fuck? He's dead. You can call him whatever the fuck he wants as long as the court knows what you're talking about. Who gives a shit? David's last online post attributed their anguish to Kiwi Farms, writing, "It escalated from attacking me for being autistic to attacking and doxing my friends and trying to suicide bait another just to get a reaction from me." Ginder, that's such a fucking weird name. "The internet is not a game, it's real life. I'm a person. This stuff really hurts." Citing an article. Moon tried to downplay his site's involvement in Ginder's death, even though Ginder specifically called out... Wait, so he said that they, and so the plaintiff is referring to David as his proper pronoun. Their anguish, his, and site's involvement. So he's like immediately misgendering this guy, even though he went out of his way for no reason whatsoever to point out that they is their proper pronoun. Like, okay, whatever. That just speaks to like his writing competency more than anything. USA Today found a number of posts on Kiwi Farms attacking Ginder and calling them derogatory slurs. After news of their suicide, one user posted, "This loser better have an after party where his friends dances over his corpse." So that is a reply after Bu is already dead of someone saying base and red pilled, and then that's somehow what like he's already dead at that point. They can say whatever the fuck they want. Deny as defendant might. Why is it that this pattern is the same? Unfortunate person gets put on Kiwi Farms, gets relentlessly harassed, and then kills themselves because it's too much to bear. It's all documented on news sites that link to Kiwi Farms to the harassment. Plaintiff has certainly felt the same blow. Those close to Greer have concluded that Moon must be mentally ill and that his users are miserable people, because no normal person would continue to run a site that has reputation of driving people to suicide. Well, I'm feeling particularly cyberbullied right here. I'm being called mentally ill, which can be construed as defamation, by the way, because if you're accusing like a mental illness is something that can be objectively proven. So unless he has like that's over the line, I feel, and it's really pushing me to a new low. I might kill myself, and it might be Russell Greer's fault because he keeps fucking suing me over stupid bullshit. Which he admits is stupid bullshit, by the way, later on. In the same article, Moon claims that users on this website are ordinary people who want to watch trash TV of the internet. With limited exception, there is no desire to see people harmed. This statement reeks of hypocrisy and inaccuracy. Again, normal people don't stalk and torment others for fun. Greer has demonstrated how Moon's users have openly called to harm him by stealing his intellectual property and harassing those close to him. There was a time when Greer's family were screening their calls because the Kiwi Farms users who were harassing anyone close to Greer. I would think that, like, he has never, like, same with Bu. Neither of them have ever proven that forum users were the people harassing them, or that any harassment actually took place. Greer has never demonstrated this. But I would think that there are many more people who are avid fans of Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande than there are users on the Kiwi Farms. Like, they're both platinum album sellers and shit. There are millions of people who listen to them, and there's only, like, a couple thousand people who actively post on the forum every day. So that is simply conjecture. Moon has quite the trashy history. Calling me trashy. How? Now that's just mean. You can't put that in a legal brief. From saying he wishes Muslims were exterminated to saying he wanted to wear the fingers of Jews as a necklace to making rape threats against people. Although he's explaining that his source is shit. Maybe Moon has changed his views, and Greer isn't trying to be argumentative, but the point is Moon and his users have quite a history of being trashy, and that they have no right to be harassing others for their perceived trashiness. Well, technically speaking, we would be the most educated in what is and is not trashy. If, I mean, is he making the argument then that if we were all saints, if we were wonderful people with no trashy history whatsoever, would we be completely justified in making fun of him and harassing him and calling him trashy? Is that his point? Is that we would have license if we just had a better record? This also brings to light the second point of information Greer wanted to share with this court: the relationship between Skorda's firm and Greer. And as Nick Rekieta pointed out, which I quite like, he's actually kind of saying that this also brings to light the second point of information Greer wanted to share. So Skorda's firm is trashy, is what he's trying. It's like a linguistic thing. Past history with the Skorda's firm. It is no coincidence that Moon retains the Skorda's firm to represent him. Since Kiwi Farm stalks Greer, they have gathered everything about plaintiff, and thus they would know that Mr. Greg Skordas and Mr. Greer have had past entanglements. I'll let him explain, and then I'll try to correct them, I guess. These entanglements start back to 2016 when Greer sued Swift for his ill-fated publicity stunt, which was predicated on the legal concept of vicarious liability. Swift's agents were negligent in passing on a gift, and so trying to get publicity, he fake sued her to get her attention, and it backfired on him and attracted Kiwi Farms. That is perhaps the single most damaging thing you could ever write yourself in a legal paper. I can't think of anything closer to an admission of guilt that your entire lawsuit is retarded bullshit than by saying that you fake sued someone. Because he did not fake sue her. He for real sued her. It went to court. That's where Greg Skordas was hired. He did not pretend to sue her on Twitter as a publicity stunt. He for real sued her in court. And that is why Greg Skordas had to be retained by Taylor Swift. So, that's not actually what I wanted to say. Swift's agents were negligent in passing on a gift. Oh, I read that. Swift's team retained Greg Skordas, Greer being a shock jock back then, a la Howard Stern. And so he teasingly made jokes about Skordas on the social media that Skordas apparently took very personally. What he means to say in this paragraph here is that he went online and made sexually charged comments about Skordas's daughter. And ever since that point, Skordas has been personally maligned against Greer and ready to fuck him up in court over and over again. When he says that he made jokes about Skordas, he's saying that he actually made line-crossing, harassing comments directed at the family of his defendant's attorney's family, which is just not a good idea. Just in general, don't do that. It's a bad idea for many reasons, not the least of which is that you don't really want... between Taylor Swift and Greg Skordas is a very slight business relationship in her case representation. But once you start, fucking with his kids and shit, it becomes a very personal thing with him, which is not what you want. You want your counsel to not care about the case. The following year, Greer went to a concert in SLC, I guess that's Salt Lake City, would help to spell it out, and was manhandled and discriminated by the security of Ariana Grande. Greer also met Ariana at a before-show meet and greet and was very discriminating against Greer, who was very unkind to him because of his facial disability and appearance. But because Greer was still facing heat for the Swift incident, Greer lied and said that the concert was fun, when deep down he was deeply hurt and had written Grande's manager for an apology, but he didn't want to cause drama. That's all he wanted was an apology. The manager, Stephanie Simon, referred Greer to Scooter Braun, Grande's then new manager, whom she subsequently fired. Greer's unsuccessfully got through to Scooter, and so Greer researched and found a Utah law that makes it illegal to deny a disabled person rights in a place of entertainment. So that entire paragraph is why are you, okay, you have to remember that a 60-year-old man, an attorney, is going to be reading this document, and his clerk is going to be reading this document. They're going to be so this guy's a creepy weirdo. This guy is a weirdo who has celebrity crushes and then pays money to go and meet them. So he goes to this Ariana Grande concert and he gets kicked out by her staff which he claims is due to the fact that he is disabled, but is probably due to the fact that he's a creepy weirdo. And the statute, I'm going to take a fucking wild guess and assume that the statute says you can't discriminate and tell all cripple faces that they can't come to your Ariana Grande concert. But you're allowed to manhandle and throw out specific cripple faces that are also creepy fucking weirdos to your talent. I'm just going to take a wild guess and assume that that isn't like a carte blanche pass to act like a fucking dickhead in every entertainment venue, so long as you has a gimpy face. So Greer filed a small claim suit against Grande based on a violation of that law. Skordas had the audacity at the small claims trial to openly call Greer not disabled when he is, in fact, federal law defines a disability as one or more ailments that limit an essential activity. Being born... So his argument is that, no, I am actually super fucking gimpy. And he has the fucking audacity to say that I'm not gimpy. I'm actually gimpy as fuck, Your Honor. Being born with a facial disability and having people understand every other word that is spoken in a slurred accent is most definitely a disability. Rekieta, when he got to this point, had more insight, which I will try to convey to the best of my ability. Disability is something that is an essential activity. So his facial paralysis actually is a real disability, in that his eyes are also paralyzed. So he doesn't have the same peripheral vision that you and I do when we can look side to side. That's a real disability. His lips can't move. That makes it harder for him to eat and drink. He can't use a straw, for instance, because he doesn't have the lips to make a suction on a straw. So that's a disability. That's a real disability. But instead of like saying that, he just goes and says like, I can't speak right, so I have a disability, which is the only way you could interpret Mobius syndrome as a non-disability, because being able to talk completely 100% lucid is not an essential activity. I can't speak correctly. I'm not disabled as far as I know. So it's not your ability to communicate. Being a proficient orator is a luxury. It's not an essential activity. Eating and drinking and looking left and right, that is an essential activity. So he knows so little about like his own disability code that he can't define his own disability in a legal sense. Moon's users have so callously lobbed discriminatory names against Greer for his disability. Missed opportunity here. I'm 100% sure he decided not to list those names. Ratface is the one that people really love to use. Shit Lips is the other one that springs to mind. I'm not like a big fan of the Greer thread, but Shit Lips and Ratface are the two that I'm most acquainted with. But he decided not to list those specific names in this document, probably because he did that before and I laughed at him. Greer was fuming when Skordas berated him openly like that. Skordas was awarded attorney fees and waited a year to even collect by sending an officer to Greer's house with court documents. That's nice. He waited a bit, give you time to pay. No activity really transpired between Greer and Skordas until 2020, when Skordas represented the mentally ill girl in the very unfair misdemeanor case against Greer, the same case that is the subject of the false light claims. Once again, Mr. Skordas in that case fought very ferociously against Greer, even though no threats or serious harassment was made against the alleged victim. This is wrong. She is not an alleged victim because he was convicted of harassing and stalking her. So she is no longer an alleged victim. It's very handy to like write alleged when you're writing a court document in general, but when someone is actually a legally defined victim of your stalking and harassment towards her, she's no longer allegedly a victim. She's actually a victim. It could be argued that Moon and his users have harassed Greer more than Greer ever harassed the girl, yet Greer is somehow the convicted one. That's a super unhinged statement too. It's bullshit, Your Honor, that I can't stalk and harass girls the same way that internet people make fun of me. How is this? I thought this was America, Your Honor. What happened? Skordas went straight for the jugular and got, there's a lot of like expressionism in this, and I don't think you're supposed to write like that in a court paper. Squirtus went straight for the jugular and got the prosecutor to file charges against Greer instead of first trying to get a restraining order or simply contacting Greer to ask him to stop when Greer would have gladly complied, in which he wasn't even really contacting the alleged victim that much. That's a hell of a defense. Greer was frankly surprised when he was charged because he didn't think he committed a crime, and he still maintains his innocence. He was only convicted because of his advocating for sex work. He has an email from the prosecutor to prove it, not for any actual harassment. So in reality, Greer was convicted for having unpopular views, which is unconstitutional. And Greer tried appealing, but him and his criminal attorney got in verbal altercation about the ramifications of appealing. So his public defender said, "No, I'm not going to appeal this. You're a retard." So his argument is that in 2020, Greg Squirtus represented what he calls a mentally ill girl in a harassment case against him. And he frames this as him being falsely convicted because he advocated for sex work. And I wish I could remember that case pretty well. I think the case was just that he was a creepy weirdo to this woman who kept telling him to fuck off, and he refused to fuck off. So she contacted an attorney and got him to fuck off by court order. Oh, he took a plea deal, and appealing a plea deal is a big no-no. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because when you accept a plea deal, if you want to try to appeal it, you have to like prove that there's a reason for you to want to appeal it. Like new information has to come out, or you have to prove that you were under duress or some other constitutional violation of your rights as a defendant were infringed, something like that. You can't just accept a plea deal and then have buyer's remorse and say like, I don't want this plea deal. So he confessed to it, and now he's saying that he doesn't confess to it, which is funny. My train of thought, like he's trying to frame this as like his rights are being violated, and I can't even imagine how that would, like, just off the information that I have, I'm trying to think, like, did he like approach a random girl and then say like, hey, you should go into prostitution, hey, you should open an OnlyFans, hey, I'll give you $40 to like fuck me, and then she's like, no, and I'm going to, if you message me again, I'll contact the police. And then he emailed her again and was like, I'll give you $80 to fuck me. So she went to the police. And now he's like, actually, Your Honor, I was just a sex positive sex work advocate, and this is an infringement of my constitutional rights to petition my government. Like, that's the only thing I could think of where that would actually make sense. It doesn't, like, it's not a convincing argument, but it would at least be like truthful in that way. Whose stream is this? Is this Noel? I told you people I have to keep streaming on YouTube because random fucking guys will find me. I try to, like, I also stream on Odyssey and Trovo right now, but YouTube is the one that you can play on your TV and eat pizza while watching. Okay, Greer goes to such lengths to explain this entire history to show that there is I just realized that my video title is wrong. Red dot emoji. There we go. It's no longer upcoming. We're now live. So it's the red dot emoji, man, at the internet instead of upcoming. Greer goes to such lengths to explain this entire history to show that there is a very long and complicated history between defendant's counsel and him, and to offer the evidence that this current representation is being made for nothing more than to harass and intimidate Greer. Why else would a law firm represent a person who runs a website that is tied to many suicides and harassment? Civil law is not criminal law, and thus there is no utmost constitutional duty to represent defendant. The Squirtus firm can withdraw at any time, embarrassed to be tied to such a website, but they refuse and instead downplay the suicides and the harm of Kiwi Farms. It seems ironic that the firm to accuse Greer in his criminal case to be a horrible person for very minor actions, but downplay worse actions by defendant. If Greer could prove anything, that, like that entire argument is retarded because obviously everyone like I literally can't even represent the LLC. Like I can't represent my LLCs. I can represent myself, but an LLC can't represent itself, and I can't represent my LLC because an LLC has personhood, and you can't represent anyone but yourself in civil court or criminal court. So someone like attorneys have to be able to represent LLCs. Otherwise, it would be completely impossible for them to have competent representation. You know what I mean? So that argument is like retarded, obviously. But the other argument is that Skordas can't just accept money to represent a company. You know what I mean? Like he has to have some kind of ulterior motive. He can't just be like, okay, this is like an open and shut case against like a retarded person who doesn't know anything. I will accept, X $1,000 to represent you in this case because I like money. Like he's not allowed to say that. Skordas runs for like Congress and shit too. He needs money. He wants to run for fucking Congress in Utah or Senate or whatever the fuck, whatever public election he was in. You got to make money. You gotta grift the Kiwi farms and the retarded lawsuits they get into, and then you got to throw that money into the political war machine. So that's a reason that exists. That is not a conspiracy against Russell Greer, though I'm sure Skordas has plenty of reason, personal motivation to accept cases involving Greer. An attorney certifies that the representation is not being used to harass. That is exactly what's happening here. The Skordas firm has gleefully taken on anybody who approaches them for help in any situation regarding Russell Greer, the plaintiff. How is it not improper or harassing? If it's not harassing, then does the Skordas firm take any person who approaches their firm? Surely they don't. Do they have intake criteria? Do they have annual quota of clients? If it's not harassing, does the firm ever reject anybody? Have they ever rejected anyone who approached them about plaintiff? Usually court things about like not entering into a lawsuit for harassing purposes are usually trying to prevent shit like this, where you faked sued somebody for attention. That's usually what they mean by like an attorney misbehaving by accepting a lawsuit for the purposes of harassment, for like faked suing her for attention. Not so much defending someone against vexatious litigation. And most importantly, did the firm bother to do any research on defendants? This representation is a slap in the face to Greer and a slap in the face to every victim of Kiwi Farms, both dead and alive, and it only furthers that this representation is being used for an improper purpose to harass Greer because Mr. Skordas has some vendetta against Greer that began 6 years ago, because there's no other reason any law firm would represent Kiwi Farms in a civil case where they aren't constitutionally obligated to. Those close to Greer believe Mr. Skordas is only representing Moon out of spite towards Greer, and this is absolutely a clear violation of Rule 11b. No, it is not. Greer isn't asking this court for sanctions. Rather, he's only bitching pointlessly and wasting everybody's fucking time and my fucking money. Greer leaves it up to the court whether the court wishes to issue sanctions against the Skordas firm. Conclusion: plaintiff urges the court to ponder this new information because it helps show that people are suffering for defendant's entertainment. It is only plaintiff's hope that this court entertains defendant with an injunction. It is requested that the sought for monetary amount is rewarded to plaintiff and that defendant is entered for paying Greer for damages. It is hoped that maybe when Moon actually faces legal consequences with this case, that he starts feeling the same stress and despair that his victims have faced, and maybe a light will turn on in his head. Judgments are meant to deter the behavior Kiwi Farms and Moon have exhibited. It is hoped that the judgment is awarded Greer. Can you like read this once and like correct the fucking typos in it? Awarded Greer. It is hoped that the judgment is awarded Greer. I'm just imagining like a little piece of paper on a table, and Greer is like in saran wrap. He's all packaged up like a piece of meat, and he's just being set on the table on top of the judgment because he's being awarded Greer. And that's it. Oh, here's some screenshots of a fucking blog from Sam's blog. Proving that I'm the worst person to ever exist. And I like this picture too because it has scribbles all over it, so you can't actually fucking read what's said. this going to be a long stream? Probably not. Then again, every time I say that, I'm wrong. I just have one more thing. I'm going to laugh at Ralph and Dick for a bit. I am not, to the disappointment of many people, I think, I'm not going to talk about Bella, and there's a reason for that. Her family are both former or current federal agents. Her father, in particular, is a Navy SEALs, like, retired officer, and he now runs a cybersecurity company. So they have tons of fucking money to tie me up in court. So I'm simply not going to say anything about her, because I know it's coming. I smell it in the air, and I'm not going to make any original claims regarding the allegations that exist on the forum, because I don't want to fucking deal with it. Feds, coward, they glow. Josh took the elegant. Yeah, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to touch it. I'll let people say whatever they want, and that will make it easier for me in the future, because I just, it's not worth it. Yeah, you can spam and be a dickhead all you fucking want. I don't care. Yeah, like, dude, I'm not going to, like, they have so much fucking money, and I don't have so much fucking money, and I'm trying to buy a fucking house. And if you have an issue with that, make your own fucking stream. There's a person called Commie Dick Girl who is out and about having a good old time talking about this. Go watch their streams. There's an entire subforum for it. Go watch their streams. I'm not going to get into it. Sorry, not sorry.
Like, the only person fucking around who is trying to ensure a more free internet. There's not.
What? Josh Moon, champion. Yes, this is the most detached from reality thing I think I've ever heard. This is putting a lot of stuff into focus, though, I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for this clip, because I mean, what more can you say, really, after you hear this? I mean,
many other people who are trying to do it. So fuck everybody else. I absolutely fucking support Josh Moon and Kiwi Farms. And I think it should be allowed to exist. I don't care that it's a fucking, you know, gossip site. I don't care that they allowed to have your fucking gossip site.
Care that they enabled Christian to fuck his mom, and now they're doing everything they can to cover it up. Doesn't matter to me that Josh personally profited from this atrocity. Doesn't matter to me that he's still selling merchandise with Christian's face on it proudly. Doesn't matter to me that he's doing everything he can to spread this bullshit about some college-age student. None of that matters to me. Josh Moon, champion of free speech. No, he's not taking advantage of a mentally retarded person while that mentally retarded person rapes their mother. That's not what happened. He had no inkling about it, even though he had every inkling about it. Oh, he had no clue. This guy's a champion for free speech. He's a champion of the internet. What do you mean? Give me a fucking break.
And also, I think
I try not to, like, hail myself as, like, a warrior for free speech or whatever the fuck, because that always sounds really cringe. And, like, the people who are always like, bro, I'm, like, totally, like, freedom of speech and shit, are, like, the My Pillow guy, Andrew Torba from Gab, like, Ron Watkins. They always turn out to be grifters. So it's kind of weird to hear, like, Aiden Paladin, like, singing my praises and shit. But it has the side effect of making Ralph extremely fucking angry, which is very funny. So this is like the start of it. Aiden's having a conversation with Flamenco, who was a former Killstream host. Aiden Paladin, if you don't know, is God, how do I describe it? I think she was like in a doctorate program for sociology, and then she got kicked out because she said like Muslims are bad or some shit. So she just does like she talks about like research papers on YouTube, and that's like her job now. And occasionally she goes onto other podcasts to talk about something. I think that's a fair description of like Aiden Paladin. But she goes on Flamenco's thing to talk about the forum after the Christian stuff comes out, and people start talking about Isabel, who has a board on the forum. If you want to go look at what people are saying about her, it's pretty fucking vile. And Ralph, for whatever reason, is listening to this. I think people sent him a clip of what Flamenco was saying about the forum while talking to Aiden Paladin, and this actually causes Ralph to like hard disavow Flamenco because he's saying anything nice about the forum, which becomes a theme, and I'll talk about that more in a second.
of Kiwi Farms is a good purpose of trying to maximize free speech, and anyone who disbelieves it, sorry, you're fighting against free speech.
You're a dumb bitch. That's what I really think, if you want to know the truth.
That's super spiteful. Flamenco corrects me in chat. Apparently this was before the Christian stuff. I guess he brought this up after the Christian stuff to try and like say, oh, look at how fucking dumb these people are. Now that I've totally proven them wrong. But yeah, and for the people, I'm sorry, I can't maximize the video. If I try to do that, it shits itself because I'm on Linux. Oh my God, it works. When did it start working? When did this happen?
I'm
It's
a
also
libertarian,
like
my dude.
it's important for archive.
Jesus Christ. I can't even begin. Why would you know what? Fuck this. I'm tired of this talking point and I'm not gonna let it slide anymore. Going in for Kiwi Farms doesn't make you some fucking free speech master defender. Fuck off. Fuck trying to pervert the mission. Pervert. Fuck it up. Twist the actual noble goal of protecting free speech online with the fucking cesspool piece of shit Kiwi Farms run by their fucking piece of shit owner, pedophile Josh Moon. Fuck off, and fuck you people trying to throw in the fucking noble goal of free speech online with those faggots. No, fuck no. I'm sick of this bullshit. Fuck off. No, fuck that. I'm tired of it. No. Fuck that bullshit.
I have no comment. That's just really funny. Him yelling. There's one more. I think he gets super. I think this is like almost Xander tier, like screaming. And I don't know. He's been yelling more, and I can't tell if he's just like angrier and angrier, or if he's trying to mimic Dick more. Which are. I mean, it could be both. He could be angrier, and he's trying to be like louder is funnier type thing.
Oh.
I don't know how much I can restate this.
No, you're fine. No, I completely understand. I completely.
Kiwi Farms needs to exist.
Thread up myself. I have a fucking thread.
I know, we all do. Kiwi Farms needs to exist.
I also got it because I'm in the.
No, it doesn't. And the day it goes down, I'm gonna piss on his fucking grave. I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna pull out my fucking dick and I'm gonna piss on Kiwi Farms. Literally. The day that motherfucker's gone for good, I'm going to go live on air and I'm going to pull out my fucking dick and I'm going to piss all over the fucking place. Guaranteed. Watch me, motherfucker.
Sphere, so I'm never going to escape that.
I know you do. But I'm just saying that Kiwi Farms is a site that not just should exist, but need exist. It is an important part of internet culture. The end.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a controversial statement to say here, but it's how I feel.
It's such a brave statement. Such a brave stance you took, Aiden. Oh, you're so fucking brave. Fuck you. What a brave stance you took. Give her a slap on the ass. Fuck off. Fucking shit. How brave you are. Oh, my God. Your torch lights the way, Aiden. You're so fucking brave.
He's like genuinely angry.
Fuck that shit! It's over! Fuck being nice! Fuck this shit!
I think the issue is with Ralph, like I'll play the rest of this, but like you can see how super fucking like actually angry he is in this. And I think he's angry because he really thought with the Bew stuff and he thought with the Chris stuff, like he had it. Like that would be the nail. Like between the DDoS attacks and whatever he thought was coming in terms of like litigation or criminal issues, I mean, knock on fucking wood, but it didn't happen. And now what he thought would it would be like a 1-2 punch. You have the Chris stuff and you have the Bew stuff all at once, and he thought that people would solidify against the forum. But then after the Chris stuff, especially, like, the forum is busier than it's ever fucking been. We're at, like, 14,000 active users every day now. We're at, like, 10,000 posts per day now. The forum peaks at 6,000 plus active users now. And that's not what he expected. He expected the site that would go down. He expected certain service providers would pull out. And now he's sitting here thinking, like, well, if this didn't do it, if this didn't bring the forum down, like how much longer am I going to be waiting before that happens? And what could I possibly do to make it any worse for them? And as far as his capacity goes, not much, except a little bit of conspiracy. But I'll let this play first.
Now let's watch some more fucking trannies. Is that the end of the clip? I think it mostly is.
Okay, so yeah.
Oh, he's watching Commie Dick Girl here because Commie Dick Girl is like really into the Isabel stuff and is doing like a bunch of videos on it. And his gambit is that he's going to paint all the things that people are saying about Isabel. Going to paint that as like a far left conspiracy. So the fact that people across the political spectrum look at what the allegations are against her and condemn them as being extremely vile. That he's cherry picking out the people who are like super far left and saying that it's like a soy boy Reddit conspiracy when it's really not. I think that the things people are accusing her of unifies across the political spectrum. Kids and animals are the things that tend to transcend all political spectrum except libertarianism, I guess, which we'll get into in a second. Or right now, actually, because I think the next clip is about that. He has Commie Dick Girl on, and he also has special guest Dick Masterson from the Killstream Hall of Fame, who also chimes in.
So the bullying of marginalized groups at the school is more important than the hamster boiling? I just want to get this clear. What is your main problem with her seems to be the way that she treats trans people.
Well, I can't do anything about the animals she's already killed. Of course, I would like her to not hurt any more animals. And she's talking about pedophilia, and I would like her not to hurt any children, and I don't think people should let their children around her.
Why? She's got those big old milkers. She could probably feed 2 or 3 kids at once.
Like, both Ralph and Dick do this. Like, he's yelling at Aiden, and then he's just, like, slap her on the ass, and then Dick is completely mentally bent over by this fucking... by Commie Dick Girl, whose name is Commie Dick Girl and looks like a Commie Dick Girl, and he has absolutely no retort against what they just said. And instead just goes for, well, she's got some tiggle bitties, yeah? And it's just like okay, that's a complete logical non sequitur.
Man, you got your mind in the toilet.
What would you say?
What are you even talking about? It's like you're trying to say that this is like a serious thing, and you want to look at this all like objectively, and here you are talking about like boobies and sex and stuff.
What would you say if look, what would you say if I told you that a large majority of the people watching this show wouldn't want you around their children? What would you say if I told you that?
I mean, I don't need to be around their children if that's how they feel. That's fine.
Well, I mean, that's the claim you just made about Bella. So I mean, let's just put it out there.
Well,
that's
I'm
true
not the one
about
claiming
you.
to boil. I'm not the one boiling hamsters and talking about molesting children and talking about molesting dogs.
You're talking about all those things. I didn't bring all that stuff up.
I'm not saying that I'm doing it. She's saying that she does those things.
You told me to think about it. You told me to put it in my mind. You want me to think about child molestation on it.
I think you're protecting because you know you said that I did catch.
You said think about it.
You were telling me that like I'm the reason I said that she's ignoring me is because I'm like jealous or something. I think you're projecting that you're attracted to her disgusting ass who rolls around in shit all day. So,
I wouldn't, dude. Your story just doesn't make sense. Like it's just too fantastic.
If you read it, maybe you should read the leaks instead of just like corn copying me on your show like a fool.
Now who's obsessed with sex?
By the way, do you want to take callers? If anybody wants to call in, I mean, I'm giving you a fair hearing here. I just
let me know. I adjusted the volume, but let me know if it's too loud or too quiet now. So he says, Ralph upset by a caller. Oh, I'll just play it. Whatever.
Listerine. Somebody please clip that. Go ahead. Listen. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
See. It's looking now. It's looking now.
Go ahead. Shh. Calm down. Listerine, go ahead.
No. I get where you're coming from in regards to Bella. Like, seriously, I don't know why he would dox her or, like, why Bella would get doxed in the first place. It's kind of like...
You guys are weird, like, defending this fucking sick person. You know that, right?
You know how you managed to get her doxed before, Ralph, by any chance? And how your mother had died of shame?
Say what? My mom died of shame?
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I mean, that never happened, so no, I don't remember that.
You sure? Because you never visited in a hospital, did you?
Look at Comedy Dick Girl's like grin.
I
Look at
visited
that
her 90 days in a row,
mischievous
actually.
grin. They're trying to hide it now.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was kind of a low blow, man.
No, this is the Kiwi
I'm
Farms.
gonna be honest,
They're not
like,
sending
that
their
was like a
best.
little harsh right there.
They're not sending their best. I think they expected to get kicked, but you just sound like a dumb. You just sound like a dumb faggot.
Like I don't know.
Because I was testing its durability, and then I threw it in the water. Yeah, come on,
Some
we
more
got
slander.
it.
Hey, why don't you join this person here in the 41%?
Hey, Ralph,
Thank you.
I won't talk shit on your mother like that. I think that was too far.
Oh, my
but
mother
that's
was
just me.
awesome. I mean, it's not based in reality. It doesn't even bother me at all. Like, that's just another one of the laws that they push from Kiwi Farms. That's what I've been talking about this whole show. That, I didn't visit my mom
But
in the
they
hospital.
do actually get
that
a
I'm
lot of things that are
responsible.
true.
No, what about that, though? What about that? They lie about my mother's death. You have one of the callers here that just called in and lied about my mother's death live here on this program. That's a Kiwi Farms.
Ralph, I don't think anyone would seriously believe that your mother physically fucking collapsed out of shame. That she saw the gun tape and then her heart just gave out because of some shame complex. I don't think anyone actually literally expected someone to believe that. I think that's what's called a fucking joke at your expense, bro. How do you even... Oh, it's very... I have to like intentionally try and keep myself from like pointing out hypocrisy, especially with Ralph. Like, if I were to sit here and try to point out every instance where Ralph has been a hypocrite, it would take hours. I would never stop. Like him bitching after the whole fucking Gunsville road trip where he went up to the hotel and was screaming kill stream at Chris as he's being arrested and trying to DMCA everyone so they have to like pay him royalties for that footage of that news event. Like him doing that after saying that I was profiting off of Chris when I've never made a fucking dollar off of Chris except for the coin sale where I paid Chris for his fucking image. It's just insurmountable hypocrisy, and I can't tell if he actually literally believes that we think or are trying to conspire to convince the general public and his audience that his mother physically died of shame, or if he just takes whatever he can and tries to spin it as a win against the forum. I legit can't fucking tell what's wrong, what his damage is.
I mean, that was just kind of like a pot shot, really.
Well, it's a lie that they promote on their site, much like the stuff
Your
with
mother
Isabella
died.
Jenkins.
Saying that about your mother, like that's just kind of like they're just taking like a cheap shot at you. I don't think that was like them trying to say
you don't
anything
say it.
like
Well,
that
guess
by
what?
evidence.
Saying somebody's fucking mother died in a way they didn't in order to fucking smear that person is not above board. Yeah, it is a pot shot. You're
I
right.
think you're talking about like apples and oranges here.
No, you're right. They are doing it just to take a pot shot. But guess what? That's more than just taking a pot shot. That's fucking goddamn libel and slander here when he called in.
I wouldn't say it's libel and slander. It's just somebody talking shit. It's like a prank phone call.
I don't give a fuck what you would say. That's what it is.
I mean, you're gonna like, if somebody like prank calls you, are you gonna like take them to court
You
and
have
like
an
call the
excuse
police?
for everything while you throw around fucking slander and libel yourself. Quite frankly,
I
and
don't
I hope
do
the
that.
Janky family sues you into the grave.
Do you not think that anything you said has been libelous or slanderous, Commie Dick Girl?
I make it very clear, and I'm going to continue to make it clear that these are allegations and they have not been proven in a court of law. So
not proven in a court of law. You are saying that Bella boils hamsters, and
that's what I believe.
Conviction.
That's what I believe, and yeah, I say what I believe with conviction, but I also make it very clear these.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm a woman. Like I don't. If people can tell me I'm not, that's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion.
It's like 4 people. It's Dick, Ralph, Gator, for whatever he's worth, and Rand trying to argue with Commie Dick Girl, who appears to be in like some sort of cyberpunk theme, like 1-bedroom apartment with anime shit on the wall. And he doesn't even know how to do like a Discord call-in, so he's literally on his fucking like handy trying to talk to these people, and they can't keep up. They can't keep up with Commie Dick Girl. It's fucking baffling. God, and Ralph, there's something he said.
It's not above board.
Oh. How about this for above board, Ralph? How about making fun of people for having a miscarriage? I I don't know. I don't think I've ever complained about someone going after me above board. I was there in that stream where I made a joke about stomping on Sargon's fetus. So I guess if something happens and someone makes fun of me in a similar way, it's just fair game at that point, which it is. But Ralph has continually made fun of people for relationship problems and their parents being dead and miscarriages and all sorts of awful shit that you would consider above the board. And I don't know. I just find it embarrassing even. It's not even like, oh, I have to point out the hypocrisy of this person. It's like it gives me secondhand embarrassment to see someone who is so shameless in what they're willing to complain about versus how they actually behave themselves.
So let's keep going. Ada Wolf, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. What's up?
I just wanted to say real quick, any dumb motherfucker that thinks you can just walk into a hospital after somebody's been moved to a rehab facility without the quarantine period at this time is a fucking idiot. So I just wanted to shout out all the dumbasses that think that you didn't want to go see your mom in the hospital. They're fucking retarded.
This shit's so crazy. I talked about it on the show. It was regular hospital where the accident happened and when she got hurt, where she got hurt at the hospital, got a traumatic brain injury. And then she went to the rehab hospital and then she went from there to the nursing home. And actually it was the nursing home where they still had the 10-day waiting period to see people because of COVID. And she died on the 10th day.
I don't care about Sandra. I could not care about Sandra less. Let's see, how long are these? 2 minutes each? Okay, perfect.
If so-and-so posted with their actual account, I don't know, and you have that, then I'll say okay. But I'm talking about this sock puppet stuff. You don't have any evidence of any of that. You're just saying that. Like, I don't know. If somebody posted on their own account, I'll take your word for it.
Simping for and being all defensive and trying to derail the thread. Why would you do that?
Says, because they don't agree. Every time on Kiwi Farms somebody comes on there and disagrees, they're like, oh, you must be a sock puppet. Oh, this person must be Ralph. Oh, this must be so-so. No, maybe they just don't agree.
Like senseless nonsense.
No, because it's a cult mindset. Like any type of fucking...
That's fair. People need to stop accusing random people of being Ralph and Gator. And like, I'll look at their IPs and say like, this person is posting from like Maine. That's not Ralph. That's not Gator. But people ignore me when I say that, and they keep calling them Ralph and Gator. I say, it makes you look like a fucking idiot when you say this. Like, there are people who are desperate Ralph cocksuckers, and you just need to accept the fact that they might not even like Ralph. They might just come on to troll, because it's so easy. You go into a thread, and then you say, like, I disagree, and then you have, like, 8 million fucking replies.
Disagreement on there?
Literally. Are you just offended about what they said?
They'll be like, you must be Gator. Oh, my God.
Ralph, are you just trying to discredit them because you don't like some of the things that they might have said about you that you're like sensitive to, that maybe hurt your feelings?
I don't like the lies they've told about me. Yeah, that's true.
But what about the stuff they got right? Because I know that they got stuff right. Like, I know how this works. Like, they got shit that's right. So are you just insecure about the stuff they got right about you or something?
No, I'm not ashamed of myself like you. I mean, look at yourself. And I don't make videos crying about bathrooms and Papas and all that shit.
Have I cried? Wait, when did I cry in a video?
Just look at yourself. I'm not ashamed of anything. I walk around this earth like a fucking man. I don't put on a dress and a fucking wig.
Look at that.
Don't ever fucking talk to me.
Comedy Dick Girl calls him out for being sensitive about his fucking thread, and he does like he's like squinting. He's got his fucking pig eyes on full display. He's like, don't you ever fucking talk shit about me, you cocksucking motherfucking pedophile piece of shit, bitch.
Like you're something badass. You're nothing. You're a fucking freak show. Shut the fuck up.
You're such a crybaby.
How come the Popeyes video ended after one of the black people had finally had enough of your shit and like started walking towards you? Saying,
he was about to get his ass whooped.
That's not true.
Anyway,
he went in the back. People had gang signs at me and went hide in the back.
Getting your ass kicked, weren't you?
You're about to get your ass.
No, I wasn't.
Anyway, whatever.
He went in the back. I said my piece. I made my little
you
speech
said your
that
piece.
I wanted to make, and it was done.
I'm going to keep it professional. Let's just finish the callers. All right. Oliver, 9.
Okay, and this one's 48 seconds. I think this is the last one.
All right, now go ahead, Dingo.
Okay, I had a question for you.
Oh, you guys run a show.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Is this in the green room? Tommy D Girl, is that the person that's on the phone right now?
Yeah.
Why the fuck do they have a role and I don't have a role? What the fuck kind of clown world shit is this?
Jesus Christ. Dingo, are you serious? Just get your call in.
I'm dead serious, Ralph.
I just now gave him a role so it would work. You got kicked out of the Discord because me and you got in a fight. That's why your role is gone. All right, I'll
Just
give
do
it,
it, man. Do it. Go. Go.
If you really remember, but
He's complaining about his
give it back
Discord
to you. You're
roles.
right. I forgot. Now you have it back.
No, I forgot that we got the video fight. You're right.
I didn't watch the full thing because I could care less, or I could not care less, technically. So I don't know if Dick and the others had more presence in the full thing, or if this like the people only clipped out Ralph being like a retard. I'm gonna try and play as much of this as I can. It's 8 minutes long, and I hinted at this earlier, and I really don't know what to think. It gives me. I don't know. It makes me very uncomfortable, and it makes me feel bad about having ever talked to Dick, because this is either like top tier like contrarianism to a point of disbelief, or it's like desperation to find anything that will stick to the forum. I really don't know. So I'll try to play it without like framing it in such a way that people feel biased with it, because I don't know, maybe he makes a very compelling point. I don't know. It surprises me a lot to hear him say this shit, to the point where he's so proud of it, by the way, that he clipped it out and put it on his fucking channel. So I don't know if it is an intention thing or what.
The Chris Chan saga continues.
Really?
So I told you a little bit about it last week. A girl called him and got him to confess to the repeated rape of his mother, allegedly. Right?
Oh, God.
Now, as I said last week, people loved having their adorable retard to abuse for decades. Like anyone who followed him is partially responsible for what happened to him. And
if you know you're dealing with somebody, he's not a normal person.
Yeah. And I don't know what he's capable of consenting to. Like he's getting pushed into doing gross things, taking pictures of it and shit, and it gets all over the internet. I'm like, I don't know, it kind of seems like you're just taking advantage of someone who's retarded. Like I don't care what you're doing, but that's what you're doing.
Just so you know.
Just so you know. Because I don't have any kind of feelings one way or the other, so I don't have to justify it to myself like a lot of people. But now, because this woman...
And he's saying that because the immediate response would be like him and his adventures with like Chris the Kiwi, who is, I think, like a sex offender. He's a New Zealander who had issues with women. I think he did go to like jail for sexual related offenses. I don't know particular. So he has to clarify when talking about this and trying to shame people for it, that his associations don't count because he doesn't care. So he's saying that basically morality is a spook, and he is Max Stirner. He is the ego in its own, and you can go fuck yourself. But he's still going to like use it as a weapon anyways, in case people listening do care.
Bella, I tried to get her to call on the show, but she had to delete everything because she took away these people's adorable retard that they enjoyed making fun of and abusing by proxy. They guilt-free. Now they feel guilty about it.
Right.
So they are trying to make her, let me read you this list of things that she has now done.
Just before he gets into that, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm happy that there is a chance Chris might get help. He might go to a care facility at this time. I have not seen any posts at all that are angry at Bella for exposing Chris. And if you can't see, the title of this is Bella the Hero Exposed Chris Chan. So he's very openly saying that Bella is a hero and framing it that people who are looking into Bella and what she's done are only doing so because she exposed Chris and took Chris away from the public, and now they're upset when that's not the case. Bella sat on, from what I understand, I know for sure that Bella sat on that call for over a month. And what I've been told is that she did that because she wanted to blackmail Chris into committing suicide eventually to become the ultimate and final troll of the Chris Chan saga. and has since had falling out with Fiona, someone else, who leaked the call to 4chan or Reddit or whatever the fuck, and took Chris away from her before she was done with Chris, and she allegedly doxed this girl named Fiona, who actually exposed what was happening with Chris and his mother. And Dick is taking the side of Bella, saying that she's a hero for what she's done.
It's insane. She says
this is her.
Yeah, she has amazing tits. Cute girl.
I know. Yeah.
She never intended.
Oh my god! Let me get this out of the way. There is a serious fucking problem in the Bella board where people are like legit thirsting over her and talking about how much they want to fuck her, to the point where if you are someone who joined recently and you were talking about how you want to fuck her, I will just ban you. I don't know if I have a picture of her offhand. I might have it because I really didn't intend to talk about her at all. But I just want to show what she looks like. Here, I guess this will suffice. Oh, it's on Dick's fucking Twitter. So if I go to Dick's fucking Twitter, and I scroll down a bit. God, he tweets a lot. I told him he needs to get the fuck off Twitter because he is like this. So he desperately wants to fuck this chick, and he says that she's super hot and like whatever the fuck. It legit makes me wonder if he's an actual simp. Like, people have been saying simp master cuck for like a while now, but now looking at this and him defending her, it makes me wonder if like, is he actually like unable to see past the fact that she's like a female with a vagina and boobs, and that's it? Is that all? Is that the only thing that he cares about, and everything else is a secondary concern? Because if so, that's really quite fucking pathetic, especially for someone in a long-term relationship like him. But anyways, so it's a thing where like a lot of like socially inept people are like actively like she has posted pictures of her foot covered in like a toe fungus. Somehow this woman is acquiring, like, and I think she's had multiple, like, she's said on Discord and stuff that she's had multiple fungal infections. So I don't know how the fuck this woman is like cultivating mushrooms, and there's a specific word for that. Mushroom cultivation. There's a word for it when you specifically fungiculture. I don't know how this woman is such an expert fungiculturalist, but she is, and nobody seems to think about that when they say shit like this.
This is the story on her now, because she had the audacity to record a motherfucker and leak the audio.
A motherfucker, yeah.
Like she did what Chris Hansen does.
Yeah.
Catches predators.
I guess so, yeah.
She deserves an Emmy for this.
I mean, Chris Hansen did drive someone to suicide, but I don't think he did that intentionally.
Chris Hansen does it on TV, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably laws, right?
What bothers me about this more than anything is how Sean just like goes along with it. Like, there's no like, he's tapped out. He just says whatever to keep the show going, and then he goes and does like his actual life, and he just does this shit for money.
Video versus audio only in some states.
Well,
like he didn't know he was. You know what I mean?
I don't know where she's located, but because some states you don't have to tell the other person. Yeah. She intended to use.
But you don't have to. In no state do you have to tell them you're videoing, right?
If it's your property,
I know
no. If it's your property, you don't have to tell them anything.
Yeah.
It's only on the phone.
Yeah.
You have to tell them. So this is what they're claiming this girl did. She's adopted multiple animals and killed them. She's boiled a hamster, multiple hamsters alive. She overfed her cat because the smell of his shit turned her on. She has convinced one guy to kill himself. She blended a chinchilla. I wrote this all down. She blended a chinchilla.
Who's saying she did this? She's saying she did this?
The internet. Like many people who
To clarify, I believe that everything that people are saying about her comes from Discord logs where she is openly bragging about stuff. There is some reason to believe that she is a pathological liar, and she says things which are untrue to get credit. Like, she says edgy boy stuff all the time because she's a cool girl, and she does cool girl stuff like kill small animals, and you should respect and fear her because she's such a cool girl. But Sean is right that a lot of it is like primary source. She makes these claims herself, and there's a bit of a challenge to decide what's actually bullshit and what's true.
Celebrities who get shit made up about them all the time.
Oh, this is what the internet is saying about her.
People who get called a racist or a Nazi all the time are just running with this because they're so racked with guilt that their dancing retard is not as charmed, that he wasn't, that Chris Chan wasn't Forrest Gump and was more Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we thought we were just ruining the life of like of a friendly retard like Forrest Gump. How dare you?
Ted Bundy wasn't a retard.
Which one of the
one?
Which
Ted
one
Bundy
was
was
the clown?
super smart.
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, he was a contractor. There are some definitely.
He's thinking of Ed Gein, by the way. But no, like I think he's specifically talking about me. I'm not active in that board at all. I'm not originating any claim. I've been completely burned out this month. I've not been participating in the farm as much as I usually do because I've been doing video game shit and fixing DDoS attacks ever since this started, by the way. So, no, I have no guilt at all. I did my best to help Chris, and it sucks that it ends this way. I really wish that it would have ended where he was responsibly doing his fucking comics and not fucking his mother. I wish that was the ending. But this is the nightmare world that we live in, and nothing is actually good.
So, which one is a good reference? Albert Fish? No, I don't think he won.
What subpoena? I haven't received a subpoena.
No.
I don't know. Anyway,
come up with one.
The way that they're trying to build, and you can watch them think it out. Like people's rationalization when it comes to their participation in abuse is fucking infinite. The lengths they'll go to.
Sure.
It's like, we got to destroy this girl. Oh, fuck this girl. We got to ruin her life. This is what she's done. It's wonderful. It gets funnier and funnier every week, I guess. I don't know.
But he literally
okay, let's
he literally just assumes that it's fake because it's on the forum. And I don't even know. Like he might like in his head. This is a distinct possibility. Dick could be white knighting this bitch because he's the only person in the entire world that is. And I think she's like in California. He might just be trying to fuck her. He's trying to get her on the studio. You know what? I bet you that's it. I bet you that's it exactly. He's white knighting her because he wants to fuck her. He'll get her in studio and he'll be like, "Oh, those fucking Kiwi Farms people are such assholes. I understand you. I have a thread too. I understand the lies they tell." And then he's trying to fuck her. I have a unfortunate statement in case Dick actually hears this. She's a lesbian. That we do know. She is only attracted to women. I believe there are conversations where she talks about her sexually assaulting smaller girls and physically imposing herself on them. So I know that she is sexually attracted to women and not men. So if he's hoping to get it in with her, he's probably barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah.
Cute girl.
Yeah. No shit.
Hero.
I need a Coke. You want a Coke?
Yes, please. Grab. Please. Thank you. Let me see if anybody's in the chat. Dude, you have got to have an incredible back to have a sex doll. Just moving that thing from one bed to a chair. Holy fuck. Excuse me, let me make sure I get that right. They're accusing the girl of convincing him to do it. That this is a 40-year-old man we're talking about. That he was groomed into raping his mom.
Who's saying this?
Look at his face. Look at his face. What kind of face is that? I've watched a lot of Dick Show. I think I've watched because that was like a $20 Patreon, so I saw all the live stream recordings from like episode 1 to like episode 160 or something. I don't think I've ever seen Dick make that face. I don't even know what to describe that face. That's a fucking weird face. Nobody's accusing her. I assume some people are speculating that she might have talked him into it. But I think I actually saw conversation logs where she was trying to convince him. She was hoping that if they met up at the BronyCon in Seattle, she would be able to convince him to have sex with her so he would stop having sex with his mother or something like that. I'm reciting that from memory, so don't quote me. But it was some weird shit like that. So I don't know. Maybe he does have a chance with her. I mean, if she'll have sex with Chris, she would have sex with Dick. He might have to act more or less retarded, though. Probably more. He just has to act. Maybe that's his plan. I'm going to act like a full-blown fucking retard. And she'll think I'm a sexy retarded man, and she'll fuck me.
morons who feel guilty. A ton of people. A ton of people. Like, oh, well, this kind of changes things. Like, are you guys, are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, here's some comments.
Sorry, I've been corrected. Correct the record. It was Fiona who was the one who wanted to fuck Chris, which is why I assume that she leaked the call after it became clear Bella had other things in mind besides helping Chris, because she wanted to be the Christian fucker. Invite Fiona on your podcast, Dick. She'll fuck you.
And Damien, Clyde Frog. Listen, Nick, there's no way Chris Chan walks. All the cops will have to do is send in a female cop, and Chris will confess everything. He trusts women implicitly, which is clearly his greatest weakness. For fuck's sake, he's still talking to the girl who leaked the audio and text about this incest shit. He'll be put in a female prison.
No, he won't.
I don't think he was put in female prison.
He's put in male prison. In Virginia, you don't go to a female prison as a transsexual unless you've been castrated. You've had the sex change operation.
They were talking about it for a while.
Oh, because he's trans.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. I guess
it's another wrinkle to the...
Do the trans people... is there a policy that absolutely no one can fake it?
At least call him the proper pronoun. Her, the proper pronoun, right?
Yes. Christine, dead name, using masculine, blah, blah, blah. Christine's a trans woman. She may have raped her mother with dementia. Let me make sure. Yeah, she may have raped her mother with dementia, and she deserves to be punished for that. Well, but
there's another but.
That's still, there's two buts in this one. There's a but, and then there's a fucking Uno level reverse. But there's still no reason to misgender her. Misgendering a trans person should never be used as a form of punishment. No,
yes,
here comes the also.
Like this?
The but, none of this would have happened.
Laying total blame on one thing.
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, that's probably not fair. Like, I'm sure there's people don't have sex with their mothers because someone suggested it. It's a multifaceted thing. Chris is fucked up. I think Barb cultivated a inappropriate relationship with Chris over years, because she was known to demand that Chris cuddle her in bed. As soon as Bob died, she would come up to his room and they would sleep together for comfort purposes. So she also cultivated a weird fucking relationship with him. But then you also have people like Idea Guy and Bella who are having this weird manipulative relationship with Chris. So it's not just one party. It's wrong to try and place blame on any specific person.
Also,
love it.
Also, none of this would have happened if the lesbian community validated Christine's gender identity.
Shots fired.
Well,
so the reason why
he's just bitching about people on Twitter again. He needs to get the fuck off Twitter. I think that's it. I think that's the reason why Dick has gone downhill so much in the last year, is that he's old. Like he's a full 12 years older than I am. He's in his 40s now. And I don't think that people that age were ready for social media. Like people my age, maybe when we get up to 40, will have an idea of what social media is like and that it's absolute fucking cancer. But to like LA hotshots and stuff in their 40s, it's something like they think that they can control it by and still inflict like a personal relationship into it. Which is not true. You can't interface with Twitter and save your soul. I can't even make excuses for myself, because when I had my Twitter account and I was arguing with people a lot, I think it affected me negatively too. Me not using Twitter only to make announcements about the site and stuff has definitely and Discord. I got rid of Discord too, and I think that's improved my life. I have a lot more time for doing shit I actually care about, and work and stuff now that I've gotten rid of Discord and Twitter. It really is just a fucking blight on humanity.
Is because lesbians won't fuck trans women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
We've mentioned this before.
Who is a trans history? Like, is this anybody who leads a group
some
or
fucking lunatic?
I mean, yeah.
We've
I'm always
mentioned
curious
this.
where it comes from.
Someone asked me, aren't I plugging like a federated Twitter? And yeah, KiwiFarms.cc is like a federated Twitter, but I only use it to say the N-word every 24 hours or so I can get it out of my system. It's a therapeutic thing. It's much healthier.
Like in, is this like a...
I don't know what they're talking about.
This
I wouldn't
idea...
know.
I've seen this idea come up a lot. You may But somehow is that women, that two people with almost nothing in common have found the same problems with women. Isn't that remarkable? But it's almost impossible for a trans lesbian.
He's just bitching about SJWs. I don't know why this is in the clip. But I wanted to play that, and I found it interesting that he wasn't getting a good reaction in the whatever it is, the replies. So I'll take a look at that. Give me a second. So he pinned this comment recently saying, from Mexi Taco MC, so many Christian white knights in the comments. This is his loved comment that he's also pinned. So his belief is that everyone, I guess that is his belief, is that everyone who has anything against Isabel and condemns what she's done and what she has said that she's done are just white knights for Chris. And it's just not true. And I don't even know how you reach that conclusion. Unless you're just trying, unless it's something like a logical thing where it's like you're in your head, you're mapping out how you're going to address this topic, and you hold one thing to be absolutely certain, that the Kiwi Farms is bad, and whatever they're up to is bad. And you have to nest your ideas and your thoughts and your and whatever on this predicated presupposition that the Kiwi Farms is bad and what they believe is inherently wrong. And from there you can kind of build out, I guess, illogically towards people who don't like Isabel or just Christian white knights. That's the only thing I can think of. So I don't know. Very frustrating week, very frustrating month. And I really thought that when August, I was waiting for July to end. July was a long month. I even remember celebrating August, and someone said, don't celebrate that August has come. What if August is even worse? And then July 31st, Christian fucks his mother. And it's like, oops. That's what I get for counting my pigeons before they're hatched. Get a whole lot of shit in my face. Oh, and one other thing from Dick, which I just found confusing. He made a poll saying, would you boil a hamster to stop a rape? And I'm guessing that's like a joke. I really don't even know what to make of that, but it really does sum up like just what his behavior is like. And it's not even like, it doesn't make sense, and it's not funny. I'm not like a humor arbiter, but I don't get it. It's like, well, it's like trying to look at a banana duct taped to a wall in a modern art museum, and you're just like, I don't fucking get this. This is like too highbrow for me. This is some weird shit. Oh, and this is a picture of the hamster. It's very cute. I think that's a dwarf hamster. They're very tiny. Oh well. Poor thing. Just don't. No. F. Yeah, press F. There's pictures of the dog too. And what's shocking, the dog was what got her doxxed to begin with. And the dog is also a black lab. The same as Karma, the one that got Snake Thing doxxed. And it's like, or not Snake Thing, Wolf. Wolf got doxxed because he had a picture of him with a black lab that matched torture pictures of a black lab. And Bella also got in trouble with pictures of a black lab. I don't know what it is. Don't fuck with the black lab if you're a zoo sadist. Those fuckers will get you. They got some sort of tie to the fabric of space and time. They'll come back. They'll fuck you up. And I'll play a little bit of case cooking, just a little bit, and then we're out. Because I said this would be a short stream, and per my usual, I have fucked up. I'm not gonna do bingo. Fuck it. I'll just play one. Let's take a look. I'll do a poll. I'll do a poll. Where are we? Which one are we gonna watch? I can do polls on YouTube now, right? Fuck is it? Aha. Okay. Which? I don't think we've watched the chicken and sausage gumbo. I don't think we've watched any of these. Baked beans, pasta, and cheese was the last one we watched, I'm pretty sure. So I'll say, you know what? We're gonna watch the chicken and sausage gumbo one because it's about 5 minutes, and then we'll watch one more, I think. So I'll do sausage roll, small steak, and kidney pie, round banana bread, and egg salad sandwich, and baked beans. That will be the second one. We will watch the chicken and sausage gumbo, and then we'll watch whichever one you guys please. Why are there fucking advertisements? Do I not have? Hold up. Show me fucking British advertisements, you motherfucker, you piece of shit. Why don't you show me British fucking advertisements? I definitely have ad nauseum installed. Why the fuck is my ad nauseum not working? It is installed. Where the fuck is my ad nauseum, you piece of shit? You cocksucking motherfucker. You wanna not block my ads? Well, I can just block your ads all fucking day. Perfect. Excellent.
Hi people, and I'm back cooking again, and today I'm going to be doing a chicken and sausage gumbo. Right, as you can see, I've got 2 smoked sausages. I'm going to cut them up, not too small, not too big. Then I'm going to put the chicken in here. And
She's like slicing directly into the Teflon, which I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do.
Cooking its own juices. And then, because the juices that come from the chicken and the sausage is to be used for the sauce. Now, I did mention the sauce earlier on. Apparently, this sauce is just butter and flour.
Stop the vote.
I don't think it's gonna... Because it's supposed to be a brown sauce.
This is great. Instead of like...
become that.
Instead of melting the butter first and then adding the flour, she just like puts both in the pan at once. I don't want to like stop this, but she puts both in the pan at once and like starts beating them together. So she's trying to make a brown sauce. Oh, and while it's still clumpy and not even fucking warm to the touch, she's going to add in all the seasons.
Of everything on there, exactly what it says. Teaspoon of everything. I've got garlic, I've got thyme, I've got kajawu or whatever you call it. I've got them, and they're going. Oh, they were supposed to go in, but they're just not leaving the plate.
The plate's wet because she just cleaned it, and they're stuck to it.
So that all goes in, and I'm going to mix that. That's probably how it's going to turn out, right? There's some water.
She consistently has no fucking idea of like order, or like the importance of timing and that kind of shit. It's just completely eludes her and always has.
I hope we get in there.
I don't think she does it on purpose. I think she's an alcoholic.
Right, it does say to keep stirring it. I'm going to put some garlic sauce in it. Not too much.
It's not garlic sauce.
That's it.
Why is it red? What kind of garlic is red?
And I'm going to stir it because it should be like a sort of a brownie stuff. Now I don't. Oh,
this is. I wanna formally add a color to the list of named colors in the world, and I want whatever the fuck this color is to be called British beige, because everything in England. Like, I watch a lot of TV shows and movies and stuff, and everything in England under the natural lighting and all those fucking shows is this color of beige. All their food is beige. They should make the Union Jack, but instead of red, white, and blue, just make it all beige, and that can be their fucking flag.
To garlic, so this now has to be put on the chicken, put it in the oven with a little bit of salt, not too much salt, and then cooked a bit longer, and then, well, then it's the taste test.
50 Shades of Beige.
Now I've got all this, as you can see, I've got the chicken and the sausages.
Okay, wait, so let's just appreciate this. Here we have 2 dead animals at least, and then there's probably like 80 pigs in that fucking sausage that are just ground up together, and they're cooked. The sausage looks a bit oogly, but the chicken looks fine. And let's see how it looks after we add the beige.
Pour the sauce over. I think that's a bit too thicky, that. Never mind. Oh, I don't think there's going to be enough juice in there.
I'm planning to.
So I'm going to put it in the oven for about 10 minutes, because like I said, everything's done. The sausages are cooked, the chicken's cooked. I'm going to put it in the oven for 10 minutes and let's see what happens.
It is super watery. It's just strange. Like, she cooked this in the oven and the chicken still looks super fucking dry. Like, it shouldn't be that fucking dry after you add a bunch of watery ass sauce to it, right?
As you can see, I decided to cook it a bit before I added the rest. And if you're wondering what these are honey yams. I've started buying them that's already cut up.
Whatever, that's fine. She has shaky hands from her drinking problem, so
And,
pre-cut onions, whatever.
Green pepper, but seeing that I didn't have a green pepper, I got a red one instead. So there we are. Now that can go back in the oven to cook the peppers and the onions. Right, as you can see, it's all done, it's all done. Now it's the taste test with the chicken. That sauce is absolutely gorgeous.
She's loved her food a lot more recently. I'm very happy for her. She's whatever you want to say about her cooking, she's enjoying it more, and that's truly what cooking is about. Small steak and kidney pie is what I believe won the vote. Yes, it is. I also put up another vote for fun about what everyone's favorite bell pepper is. I think I'm also partial to red. I'm not sure. You know, I didn't even realize that they had different tastes until when I lived in Buffalo. I had an Italian roommate, and she pointed out that they have different tastes. And it never even occurred to me before that they had different tastes. And then I realized that they did. In fact, all taste different. It was very strange.
Hi people, and I'm back cooking again. And today I'm going to be doing a small steak and kidney pie. Right, as you can see, I've got the marge and the flour in the bowl. I'm going to add salt. And then I'm going to mix it.
I'm getting a repeat. Oh, she's making a dough this time. Okay.
Right, I made a mistake. I did say breadcrumbs and I did say I was wrong. I meant pastry.
Kay is a woman who immensely enjoys baking.
It doesn't stick. Everybody says get a silicone one, it don't stick. It's just as bad as the bloody one, the wooden one.
She's a woman who really enjoys baking, but is absolutely horrific at it. Truly just the worst. Oh my god.
Some meat and kidney.
Oh, it's kidney. That's why it looks so weird.
Here, a bit of gravy that I've made. Ow, ow, it's getting bloody hot.
Maybe use a different utensil.
Put this down, it's bloody hot.
Why is she?
And then I'm going to fill it up and then I'm going to put a lid on it.
Why does she love burning herself so much? She can't use an oven mitt to hold the bowl. She has to use a regular dining spoon to like pour it. It's like, just use a mitt and a fucking ladle. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm making it now. And then I'm going to put it in the oven. If you want to know, before I cook the meat and the kidney together, I don't know if you're supposed to do it together, but I did. I cooked it together for an hour before I put it in the pie. And now I'll put it in the pie and I'm going to put it in the oven for about 20 minutes and hopefully it'll go golden brown. And that is the pie. It's finished and done. Here is the taste test.
And here's the taste test. So
Oh my god, he's back. Our champion has returned. I thought he died.
Boom. Not tough at all. Very, very nice. And not dry either. Makes a change.
Wow, what a dickhead.
Got a bit of a neck in there. But, as far as kidney goes, get some pastry.
He's like chowing down. Lee loves it. Can't get enough.
Pastry is actually a big improvement.
As you heard.
You know what this whole pie making English nonsense has reminded me of? It reminds me of a movie I watched. Like, I rewatched this for the first time since being a kid. Like last year, I watched Chicken Run again, and that is a movie by the people who made Wallace and Gromit, and it's very, very English, and it's about chickens who are trying to escape a pot pie factory. And I never realized until I watched it as an adult how clearly the chicken coop was an allegory for Auschwitz, because it is like a chain link fence with barbed wire and shit, and it looks just fucking like it. But then you even have like the oven, which is like an extermination room for all the chickens. It's very, very obvious as an adult, but as a kid, it's just really fucking scary. You know, you feel really bad for the chickens because they're in this horrible prison camp. I'd actually suggest that movie. It's a good ass movie. Here's my dark secret, chat. You ready? I'm actually a really big fan of British cinema. I don't know why. I like their pacing of their movies, and I like their sense of humor. Like, they're on the nose, just very dry humor. It's the only thing from England that I'm willing to participate in. Everything else is untouchable as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, I think that's it. I'm going to go play Europa Universalis. I'm going to form the Netherlands as Holland. That's my current plan. I will be gone for an entire week in September at some point. I will be off on a mountainside with no internet. Nobody will be able to contact me. If the site goes down, it stays down for a whole week. Hopefully my assistant one on the forum will be able to keep it up during that week, but if he can't, he's shit out of luck. I'm gone. I'm gone gonzo. And that's it. Here's the beg banners. Thank you, everyone. I might record something for Gumroad eventually. No promises. If you're really only donating because you're expecting, like, bonus content, I'm sorry. Like, I was going to do, like, a RimWorld campaign and stuff, but I don't know. I never feel like it. I never feel like it, and I never know what to put up on Gumroad, so... I just consider it contributions to keep the main streams up. And that said, see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Up 6 feet deep, counting them up like sheep, singing to hide the screams. And I said, now do you all hear that sound? Coming from down underground. I hear the toll of the bell. It's time to send them to hell. Nice way to put it, you gotta put your foot down sometimes. Some brats deserve to die. I said, girls, get the rope. Sorry guys, you know I tried, it's how it goes. I wish you didn't have to be this way, but some tolls you just gotta be paid. I said, girls, get the bullet. Really isn't any nice way to put it. You gotta put your foot down sometimes. Some brats brats deserve to die. I said, eat girls, get the noose. It don't matter if they're tried or if they're loose. I wish you didn't have to be this way, but some tolls you just gotta be paid, paid, paid. Just line them up one by one. Stragglers, no matter if they're ready or not. We're building a wall out of these fucking thoughts, and there's a lot more work to do. Where that came from, and I said, who's crying? Bitch, it ain't the time. Save your tears for the ditch where you'll be lying. Suck it up, wipe your eyes, and get back in line. It's time for your shower, now get inside. You know it has to be done. You know it has to be done. You know you've had a good run. You know you've had a good run. You've had your time in the sun. You've had your time in the sun. Now suck the end of my gun. Now suck the end of my gun. I said, eat girls, get the bullet. Really isn't any nice way to put it. You gotta put your foot down sometimes. Some brats deserve to die. I said, eat girls, get the noose. It don't matter if they're tried or if they're loose. I wish you didn't have to be this way, but some trolls you just gotta get laid. I said, eat girls, get the chair. You really could not pay me to care. I gotta put my foot down this time. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I said, eat girls, get the blame. Ryujin no Ken wo kurai. Wish you didn't have to be this way, but some told